All right, we got MoWest alumni, Jeffries, Fort Osage alumni. Whitson was like, I wonder if his shirt will have sleeves on it, but he hit us one better.
The Sibley sleeves did not even make an appearance. We're
That didn't even come out.
just going skins in Florida today. I like it.
Yeah,
So,
no AC.
we're just trying to like catch up with some of our guys and let people know, MoWest people kind of want to know where some of you are now and what you're up to. So, Jesse, tell everyone what you've been doing.
Well, I joined the Navy February 3rd, 2019. I've been doing that ever since. Went through as an SL candidate, thought I wanted to go to Buds, do all that stuff. So I went through that, decided I didn't want to do it once I got to Coronado. And then I switched, and I got lucky enough to become a rescue swimmer. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm working to become an AWR. I'm not fully instated yet because I got 2 or 3 weeks left of A school, and then I got an FRS that I'm going back to California for. So it's a wild ride. Everything's kind of crazy, a lot different than what you would think. So
what's the current job you're training for consist of basically?
SAR, search, air, and rescue is my personal secondary job. Everything from, you could do SAR humanitarian missions, going finding people if someone washed out to sea, or someone went overboard, simple stuff like that, or if a pilot had to eject and he's in the middle of the ocean, go get him, stuff like that. And if you're on the coast, you can even go help with, if there's natural disasters or if there's people out in the mountains and stuff like that, you can go get them technically. But that's like my secondary. Mm-hmm. I just have the quals to be able to do that. But I basically track any enemy vessels out while you're on the fleet. So the fleet, you either have the carrier, the frigate, battleship, whatever it is. Destroyers, yeah. And you're just flying out there and you're about to making sure there's no enemies out there. If there is, you have the ability to track and find where they all are and have weapons be put on, just so you can't have a sub sneak up on you or anything of that nature to be able to sink, your fleet. It's kind of hard not to get into detail.
No, that's fine.
But that's basically what it is. Just keeping the fleet safe is generally what I do.
So something I think is kind of interesting is I don't know, like you said, a little over a year ago, you were just kind of a civilian, you're you're working as an electrician and everything like that. So what made you think, what, I think I'm going to go try this military route?
Well, I mean, worst case scenario, even by the time you're done, I was going to be 26, 27, getting out. Still plenty of time to go do whatever you want. And I needed a change. I wanted to change in my life, basically. I was young enough to be able to go do physically anything that I wanted to do. And I was still malleable at that point, that they can make you into whatever you want. You're not too set in my ways. And at the end of the day, screw it. Why not see what it's all about?
So people who may not know Jesse, or the people who remember him, will know this, but he's kind of he's a tough guy, and he is a real warrior in the room and everything. So that mindset he already had. So how have you taken that mindset you adopted in wrestling and transferred that to your current job and your current situation?
All bad times have an end to it. Nothing's ever going to last forever. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. It's going to suck. It's all just kind of it's all mentality, just like how that's set up. you're always going to be able to do something. It's whether or not you want to do it. At the end of the day, like I'm a terrible runner, but even I have to go out and run with the guys that are good runners and do a half marathon or something like that, and it's miserable, but you can always still keep sticking it out and doing it. So that's the main thing I've been doing, working on, is just doing stuff that I'm not comfortable with or not very good at. Like my knowledge of swimming a little over a year ago was like mainly not drowning. You know, I could swim a little bit here and there, but from like that to being able to swim out in open water in the middle of the ocean and feel comfortable doing it, you know, going down to the bottom, you know, tie 5 or 6 knots in all one breath, just sitting in the bottom of the water and stuff like that, or not be able to see, have your hands and feet tied and bound and still be able to go through the water. So it was like a big thing for me because, like I said, I'm short, I'm dense, I don't float, I sink like a son of a gun. So it's a big thing for me.
Yeah. What do you think this is more just a wrestling based question, but you went everywhere with us in the spring and the summer. You pretty much traveled every tournament and competed at everything you could. So from just a wrestling standpoint, how did you feel like spring and summer wrestling helped you during the season, or basically what did you learn from spring and summer wrestling that translated for you?
Uh, Being miserable, watching everyone else have fun, being out, you know, doing, you know, going out partying, doing whatever they want to do, and you're still sitting there, you know, grinding away, just doing everything that you can do to, you know, be set up for success, be the best that you can, you know, whether or not it works out in your favor. Because if you don't put the time in, then that what are you doing? You know what I mean? You might as well not do it at all. Um, that's the best way I can. That's probably the biggest thing, because like, you know, summer for if you're a kid, you know, 16, anywhere from, you know, middle school clear up to high school, that's the time to go with your friends, go lake house, you know, do whatever, you know, go have fun, not work out and stuff like that. So to be able to go out there and still have that mindset, I suddenly go here and get this done, that definitely helped, you know, just kind of that rah BS, you know what I mean? Just gotta get in there and get it done. It's gonna suck, but everything comes to an end. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
So
I have a memory I was telling Whitson that this is just, I don't know. You might have been like coming out of your sophomore year. I don't even know how old you were, but just an example of being tough and the importance of being tough, which I'm a big fan of. But we were training for Fargo and everything, and I think you broke your arm or something. I don't know exactly what you did,
oh
but
yeah,
basically you were out from like May through June, and then we come back in for Fargo camp, MoWest Fargo camp, right before we leave, and you still had a hard cast on, but you
yeah,
were still planning
yeah,
to go to Fargo.
yeah.
So we were like, we got to get some training in, but obviously we didn't want to have you wrestle any kids with a hard cast on. So I was the sacrificial guy. I was like, I'll be his partner that he can hit with a hard cast and everything. And I was like, bro, this sucks. Just wrestling,
Yeah,
because wrestling you is hard anyway, because you're like probably one of the strongest guys I've ever
For sure.
wrestled around with. But also you had the hard cast. But really, you were the one being tough there. And I remember that I think you got the cast cut off like literally the day before we went to Fargo.
yeah. But I literally went to the doctor and had the cast cut off, and then met you guys in the parking lot of the mall. Got on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Rolled up
literally
there,
what that did.
competed hard and everything. So yeah, just he's a tough guy. Jesse Jeffries is the tough guy. That's my overall thought of that. So do you have any specific Missouri memories from any of the wrestling experiences you've had?
Missouri, some memories. I mean, there's, consider it as my entire middle school to high school. I mean, everything kind of washes together. But just being able to have those people that will sit there beside you and work hard with you, and you know, I still talk to them to this day. Just having those good bonds, and how much someone else can help you. If, like, you know, say I'm good at one thing, someone else is good at, something I'm terrible at. Just a little stuff like that means a lot to like me, because like same thing with here. I got guys that are, you know, D1 athletes for like running and swimming. So I go out there and try to swim and run with them, and that's the things that mean most to me, because they'll show me little tips and tricks, and then I'll go out there and I'll crank out some calisthenics or show them how to properly lift or do something like that. You know, it's a give and take kind of thing. Did love traveling though. Traveling was fun with the team and whatnot. But I got good memories there.
Yeah.
Making weight, having pizza parties in the room, and being dumbasses and stuff. Good Lord.
Yeah, we went a lot of places and just had fun together and built some bonds. All right, this is just for you, Jesse. This is just for you. I think Whitson will agree. This is props to you. I think you might be pound for pound the strongest dude I've ever wrestled.
Absolutely.
And so I feel like people try to find ways around lifting or gaining strength in wrestling. Sometimes they try to say, oh, you know, I'm just wrestling a lot or I'm running a lot. All that stuff's important, but you're a strong dude. Talk about what is the value of being physically strong in wrestling.
You can take a lot of liberties with people. Like, I mean, if he can't get his hand away, if I grab his wrist and he can't get that hand back, I mean, he can't do anything to me. What is he gonna do? You know, try to snap me, gonna try to shoot on me with one arm, like simple stuff like that. Just little, or whatever. I'm doing a tilt or whatever, and just literally just have one big old grip on his wrist, and he can't get away. Or like the shots that most people can't finish, or if, you know, he's a good wrestler and he gets a good sprawl on me, I didn't hit a good shot. As long as I got a hand on that leg, I can still reel that thing back on in and just keep standing up and run through it, you know, most of the time. I mean, you got good guys, but I think it plays a big part in it. I would say being quick, like being an athlete kind of build helps a lot.
Yeah.
But definitely be smart, know what you're doing, but being an athlete, being strong, that definitely helps a lot. If you can do it, it definitely helped me a lot. I know that. So, or just be able to wrench someone into a cradle, you know, just beat someone into a submission if you need to. Just keep walking them into it. You can't go anywhere. I have no other way to kind of describe it. I mean, besides taking liberties with people, you know, like I said, you get a long guy, yeah, he may be long or whatever, but I'll just reel him in, get tight, don't let him do those crazy moves, be all squirrely and whatnot. So
yeah,
that's the best way I can put that. I don't know. I'm not good with words anyways. So.
You're good, Jesse. You're fine. Whitson, you want to ask him kind of our last question we've been asking everybody?
So we've just asked everybody, like, if there's a story, like a wrestling story, it could be weird, it can be good, you know, motivational, whatever, that really sticks out to you from your time.
Oh, goodness.
Could be funny.
Trying to think. Goodness. It's been a minute now.
You did have Matt Cox as a coach, just so.
Oh my goodness.
That's a whole
that's a whole can
encyclopedia.
of worms. Oh goodness. I'll never forget. I'd always just stay after if I could to help Matt, because he'd stay after with the little kids after our practice. We'd clean the mats up. I'd never forget. He'd always be sitting there flying his drones, and he'd just have it hover while the kids are trying to catch it and just shooting them with Nerf guns. And he'd be sitting in the corner. He'd look like a big kid.
It's all good, man. That's good. That's all good. Yeah, Jesse, thanks for talking to us. Thanks for serving the country.
Yeah, it's good to
It
see
is
you, man.
appreciated.
Yeah.
And thank you for you know, like I said, you were a normal civilian person. You're like, I'm gonna go do this hard thing. So we really do appreciate it, especially right now when everyone's freaking out about stuff. We know that you guys are having to deal with it just as much or more than anybody. So
Yeah, it's wild.
appreciate it, man, though. All right.
Yep.